So this is a typical day in the life of Judy Kelch on a horse farm. A lot of work, got to feed the horses, groom them. 5 years ago, my husband and I bought this farm. We were going to retire and live here together, and unfortunately he was diagnosed with cancer and passed away 7 weeks later. It was very sudden. He's the one that handled most of the finances. I'm seeking out advice from a financial coach because my goal is to sell this place. I love horses, but I don't need to own a farm to have horses. My ultimate goal is to have my investments fund my retirement. I don't feel comfortable at handling my own investments and finances. I'd like to look at different alternatives.
I just arrived at Judy's house, and I'm looking forward to our first meeting. There's a lot to learn about what her goals are, what her aspirations are.
I'm very excited to meet Ben today. I'm hoping that he can come up with a good plan.
One of the important things is just to kind of get to know each other.
Okay.
I mean, I know a little bit. I know your husband passed away a couple of years ago. Now we're resetting life and everything else, I imagine.
It's just me and my son Michael, and he just got a degree in finance.
Is he going to stay around and help?
No. He wants to work in an office. I hired him to help me prepare this place to list because it's huge. It's a huge piece of property, a lot of buildings, barns, a lot of equipment, and he basically runs the whole thing. He's been incredible. I love this place. I always have, but you can see how big it is. It's a lot of work, a lot of maintenance, and it's a lot of money to have, I think, tied up in real estate.
Is the farm giving you income now, or are you living off the farm's income? Are you living off your investments?
I'm living off investments.
Investment.
I got stocks, bonds. I even have a few index funds. I've got gold. The farm doesn't generate enough income to pay all the expenses. I lost so much money in the stock market. Everything was annihilated, from real estate to stocks, bonds, everything. Also, I'm not quite so sure that all my will and trust documents are up to date. I just couldn't do it right away with my husband passing, but I want to make sure everything is still in order, and I'm just a little bit overwhelmed with, the sale of the property and, what I already have.
It's not unusual for a newly widowed person to have those type of issues, especially when the deceased spouse is the one who handled most of the financial affairs. I am going to give you a little work to do.
Okay.
So it's a list of priorities, what your goals are, what you feel should be most important, and what's least important.
Right. I think my meeting with Ben went really well. I think he seems very knowledgeable and very, very nice. I'm very anxious to see what he has to say. Ben told me to come up with a list of priorities. I think Michael, he's good at this. He'll help me with this.
I'm Michael Dove, Judy's son. I'm the manager here at the farm. I support my mom by doing pretty much anything that she asks of me. As long as she's happy and she's not worrying about things, then I'm happy. But I'd really like to see the farm sell so that my mom doesn't have to worry about this place anymore and that I can move on with my life and my career.
I met with a financial coach.
Really?
I did. His name is Ben Tobias. And he told me, honey, that I've got to come up with a priority list. And thank God you're here. This is right up your alley.
Yeah, well, I could definitely help you with that.
So I think what we've got, honey, then, our priorities, sell the farm. We got to figure out what we're going to do with the money from the sale of the farm. Go over the estate planning. Because, I worry about you. And I'm not sure, since Carlton passed away, if my trust and my living will and everything, if that's all up to date. I'm really not sure. I was really, really sad when my husband passed away, and I let a lot of things slide. I get a little emotional. It's kind of sad to sell the farm.
No, I understand, especially.
Carl and I were going to live here our whole lives together. And
I understand.
It didn't turn out. It's kind of sad for me. Because I do love the farm. It's just, that's why this kind of I'm torn with it, because I love this farm.
I understand. The dream was this farm, and we finished it. But I think he'd want to sell too. He wants you to be well off.
It's hard.
Well, I know it's been really hard on you.
For me. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you, Mom.
You're a sweetheart. You know I love you.
I love you too.
I completed my list. Obviously, I've got to put the farm up for sale. I need to look at my portfolio too. Although I am diversified, I don't think I'm diversified in the right ways. So I also need to redo my will and estate plan. So I've got a lot to figure out.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Invested Life. Next, Ben puts on his cowboy hat and goes for an unexpected ride as Judy introduces him to a unique type of investment.